Okay, Love Can Be That Way. It has kind of a nice loping strum pattern that, we're talking about modern acoustic guitar and how it fits into, today's music. This song I recorded with my band, San Francisco Music Club. You can check us out at sanfranciscomusicclub.com. We got a little website, but this song was actually picked. We have a local San Francisco station called KFOG Radio. It's a really cool station, and we got picked to be on their yearly compilation album, so pretty excited about that. The way that song goes, though, and it's really absolutely driven by the acoustic guitar, even though it is a full band song. So the strum pattern goes like this. Fairly common pattern, you hear it a lot in rock music and other things. What I do with this, though, is I'm going to give you the chords if you can kind of see what I'm doing, but it starts out in G, and then D, E minor, and then it goes to a C. And that's the verse feel. And then it does a cool little turnaround where it goes. And that's something that, it's one of my favorite little chord patterns. It's an E minor, and then it goes into a D with an F sharp. Again, one of my favorite. And then it goes up to the G. So the function of that little passing phrase there is it sets up the verse. Because you start out with a chorus, it's all right, it's okay. I'll do an upstroke there, just to punctuate it, a little drama. You'll notice I'm hitting that close to the bridge, right? One of the beautiful things about acoustic guitar is, I think more so really than an electric guitar, is when you hit, and we talked about the 4 T's, touch, tone, time, and taste. Over and over I've tried to, sort of emphasize that. It especially applies to acoustic guitar, because if you listen to the difference between this, that's a real warm, smooth sound, right? You want it to be. You want to just be right in the groove. And then you get to your E minor. You might want to do now I'm being extreme, but what that does is I'm right close to the bridge. If you listen to it in context, so bright that it kind of stands out in a distinctive way. This speaks to the intensity and the dynamics of playing. So when you're playing, singing as a songwriter or a performer, or you're backing somebody up, you want to be cognizant of if you're in a verse, you're kind of settled into a groove. You're not sticking out too much. I want to live on the bright side. You don't want to overwhelm the vocal. So you notice I have a nice easy touch. That's huge. And you might want to do some little cookies, I call them, little setup licks. I'm gonna go into that a little bit for you. Again, this is a common progression, but if you're doing that and you're doing that and you go to your E minor, you understand that you have an open chord there, so you have a chance to kind of add a little color to it. So I'm basically sliding up to an F sharp note on my D string, and this is one I use a lot in an E minor. You can use it in other chords too, but especially in E minor, if you listen to this, it kind of has that. It's a really nice touch, so I'll go over that slowly for you again. And what if you did an upstroke here, and then you did the lick? See how that's the connective tissue, it's what goes between the chords. Sometimes that's the most interesting thing. We were chatting earlier about what makes a pro guitarist or a good guitarist sort of stand out as opposed to just a generic, everyday thing. And I think part of it is obviously your vocabulary. If you have a vocabulary of passing licks, that happen between the chords, that's going to make a huge difference dynamically and also getting over to a crowd, really, delivering a song. If you have those nice, you hear that often in a D walk, like a walk down in D from a D to a C, you'll hear really nice, or what that does is it's sort of like I don't know, it's sort of the passing tones that connect the chords together. To me, that's what really makes a song interesting. So that's the verse feel for Love Can Be That Way. We have a B section I'm going to get to now. So we've gone from here to here to here. Then when you get to the B section, it's C to D. I know somewhere deep in my heart. I'm hitting that C in this case, because it's an acoustic guitar, I'm including that G note in the bottom. Makes it a big fat cowboy chord, doesn't it? You want those big fat chords when you're playing acoustic. Because unlike electric, where sometimes you're just doing a little, because otherwise it's going to be overwhelming with the sonic qualities of an electric guitar. But with acoustic guitar, you can do a full-bodied chord and it's good. Now I'm going to share something with you now that I didn't play in this particular passage.